is hour number 3 of Driving in the Fast Lane on a Thursday morning. I'm Frank Sparks. Thank you for tuning in this morning. And now joining me in studio is a good friend of mine that I've known from way back in the day, even before I was in radio, Jerry Fischer. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, sir.
Do me a favor. Pull that mic down and get as close as you can to it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
But don't swallow it.
Or yeah, just don't swallow it. I always tell everybody, act like you're giving it a kiss. So what's going on, Jerry? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Doctor says I can keep moving. So
Keep moving.
Keep moving, yep.
All right.
I got grass to cut.
Yeah, it is getting to be that time. I'm looking forward to that time after the temperatures we had over the last few days. So, the last week or so. It looks like we're going to get some rain this weekend. High is going to be up in the 50s. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Rain over snow.
But let me commend you on your new home here.
Thank you.
Having been in your old one and climbing those steps, this was very nice.
So, well, when we're all done, I'll give you the grand tour of the place. So it's pretty cool facility that St. Barnabas has built for us up here as well. So,
but now you're going to charge me for the tour?
Absolutely.
My wife wouldn't let me have any money this morning when I left the house.
We'll put it on your tab.
All right, sir. I appreciate that.
So, like I said, I've known Jerry for a long time. Back in the day, what was it? Pennsylvania Metal Company.
Pennsylvania Metal Cleaning.
Okay, and back in the day, when I first started in the cleaning industry, I used to actually get my propane filled for my buffers over at Jerry's place when he worked when he had his facility over there in Monaca.
Yes, sir.
So, the building's gone now, right? They tore it down.
Yep.
Okay.
Never got a reason as to why they threw me out, but I've just assumed that the building, which was built in the early 1900s, was just an eyesore. And 'cause if you drive by now, it's very nice. It's wide open, green grass, and not my stuff in the way, but
Still,
that's the way it goes.
I don't know if it's a compliment. I guess you could take it as a compliment, but you actually still look exactly the same as the day I met you back in the 80s. Is that bad or is that good? So it's probably been like, 89, 90, somewhere around there?
Yeah. I have a good undertaker.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm planning on sprats, but maybe, I ought to hook Ken up with it, whoever's taking care of you. So, but Jerry does a lot within Beaver County, working with veterans, not really affiliated with anybody, just does his thing. And a lot of times he doesn't like to have the recognition for what he does. He just does it because he loves to do it. Being a veteran himself, there's really not, at times, not a voice for veterans in Beaver County. It seems that you be that voice for Beaver County. So, let's talk a little bit. Let's first get into the van issue. So, commissioners have talked recently. I guess the new van for there's a program here in Beaver County, and from what I understand, you have a lot to do with it. Where veterans, Disabled Veterans Association is able to go around and you guys pick people up, take them to their doctor's appointments and such. And those vans are housed at the county, at the courthouse. Correct.
Correct.
All right. So what's the issue going on? I guess you've got a new van and it don't fit or something.
Well, we always had, from the time I started driving, a 12-passenger, normal-looking Ford van. A little bit difficult to get to the back seats, I will admit. And the DAV, National, and then out of Harrisburg, I'm going to say, they control these vehicles. They get them some kind of a good deal, I believe, from Ford Motor. They give them to the VA. The VA takes control of them as far as the maintenance, the upkeep, gasoline, that kind of thing. But somewhere along the line, again, don't quote me on all this stuff, but 100,000 miles, 10 years, they want the vehicle off the road. So one day we're told, your new van is waiting for you. And we go to get it. Well, the first time one of the guys went up to get it, it wouldn't start. And apparently it sat and the battery went dead.
Okay.
But then when I find out what's coming, I said to the driver that day, I said, you better watch coming in the garage because I think it's not going to fit. Well, if you've ever gone into the parking garage at the courthouse, there was a sign there that said 8 foot 2 inches. Well, these vans are like 8'9" or 6 or How do we get the van in the building? Because eventually we had to go get it and bring the thing home, and no place to park it. So then it started sitting outside in the parking lot there around the courthouse. And my issue then became, on a winter's day when we go, and I say we, any one of the drivers, you go down there at 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning to get the vehicle and start picking guys up, or girls, veterans. The doors are frozen. There's ice and snow on the windshield. This is ridiculous. Well, obviously we can't cut a hole in the parking garage, so how about something on the outside of the building for us? Well, we can't do this and we can't do that. Again, my mouth, there's a spot where I think it could be put, a little...
Is that the one by the sheriff's department?
Yeah, over in the area of the sheriff's department. A little lean-to. We don't need a building, just a roof to keep the snow off of it, in particular, the snow and the ice. And I went to a couple of meetings, got nowhere. Nobody wants to, again, I don't want to be, necessarily point fingers, but
right.
There it sits now out in the back corner at 4th and Market. We haven't used it much in the last several weeks because our ride population is down, and we do have a Ford Explorer, which is in the parking garage. Now, some of the other issues, though, one of the girls in the office, she has to walk a clipboard out to the vehicle. It's our drive schedule. So now instead of just walking to the garage, she may have to go clear to the back corner of the parking lot. And good weather, bad weather, not right. It's just not right. So I don't have the answer other than cut the roof off the van or take a torch to the beams in the garage.
Yeah, I got you. So that's I actually followed the van this morning, and that's what I knew you were coming in. So that's what made me, I was thinking about, that's right, they have been talking about it. So, they're out early, that's for sure, because that was 5:30, 5:45 this morning. Maybe.
Yeah. Kenny, who drives on regular Thursdays, our regular Thursday driver. Yeah, I knew he was driving the van today because I left some stuff in it for him, which I'll just throw that out as an aside. If anybody out there has stuff to donate, VA Volunteer Services in Pittsburgh will take just about anything. New clothing, all those calendars that you get in the mail. Here's your free calendar, send us money.
Yeah.
The Christmas cards and greeting cards, notepads. So I had left some in the van for Kenny to take up today. And
so when it comes to these vans, so you said Disabled Veterans of America, the VA is actually who supplies us. Does everybody have these, or is it just something that we had to go find? Does every county have them?
Yeah, there's a regular fleet of these vehicles. The maintenance direction, if you will, the control is all out of the VA hospital in Aspinwall, or the Hines campus, as it's called. Okay,
right.
So there's lots of vehicles there. Everybody doing what we do has these vehicles supplied to them. Now they do run specials. A guy might need to get to the hospital at a special time, or he misses his ride. They hire taxi cabs. They must cost a fortune.
Right.
That's why we try to push this thing of, you need a ride, you call the courthouse, VA office, and we'll get you there, get you home, type of thing.
Now, is there any cost to the veteran themselves for this?
No cost, absolutely not.
Okay. And they just have to be a veteran, and that's the only way to utilize it?
Well, basically, a veteran. Okay. Now, sometimes the procedure that they're going to get requires an escort, so we will take an escort along. Okay. Anybody that the veteran designates to be with them. It's one of these things where they knock you out for a while, and they don't want you walking the halls by yourself.
Gotcha.
When you're done.
So, all right.
Yeah, but it's free. It's nice if you can come to the parking garage to get your ride, but if you're out there in Timbuktu, and I mean we've gone some great outreaches within the county, we'll get you. It makes for a long day sometimes. A lot of veterans don't want to ride with us because it does make for a long day when we pick you up early and we get you home late because of the scheduling, that sort of thing. But it is free, and a lot of people don't want to drive to Pittsburgh and deal with that traffic.
Right.
And there are occasions when a veteran may have an appointment someplace other than Pittsburgh. I took a guy up to Cranberry about a month ago, very special appointment there. I've taken people to Wexford. I think that one was a nice situation. Basically, the van or the Explorer, we have drivers committed to Tuesday and Thursday. But if you have an odd appointment, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Jerry Fischer is available. So I had a guy in Pittsburgh yesterday.
Okay.
For a special appointment. Last Friday, I was scheduled to just bring a guy home who had gone up on Thursday and stayed overnight. But as it turned out, there was another veteran popped up that had a Friday appointment. So I took him up. He got his thing done. I brought 2 guys home.
Now, did you have to be going to to a DAV for service, or do you have to go to like a veterans hospital for a service? Or
Well, basically, yeah, that's what we're taking them to either Oakland or to Aspinwall.
Okay.
But my Friday guy last week went to Shadyside Hospital because that's, I'm not allowed to get into issues of all this HIPAA and so on.
Right.
But whatever needed to be done, that was the place that had to go.
Right.
And it was the same thing with Cranberry. There was some special whatever.
Something that could be serviced at the hospital.
The VA, it's tough to figure them out sometimes. Yeah. I'm not into all the rules and so on. But it has eased up, I think, lately as to the service that a veteran can get and where they can go to get that service.
Okay. Do we still have that office in Rochester, or did they do away with that? That they were doing some veterans things?
Right? Oh, no, the clinic, the clinic is there where Kmart was.
Okay, right. Okay, that's still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of guys that are veterans in the county use that.
All right.
For minor type stuff. They're not doing the heavy duty, if you will. But
all right. Well, let's move on and talk about some other stuff. What else is going on? There's some thing. I'm sure we're getting to be springtime, so I'm sure you're revving up what's going to be happening for the summertime. Besides cut grass.
Well, the most important thing coming up right now is the Tet Remembrance Dinner that the Vietnam Vets chapter does. I don't always know the history of these things, but I jokingly say a couple guys got together 25 years ago to talk about their service. Their wives found out what they were doing and said, hey, we want in on this. And from that, over the years, it's morphed into a really phenomenal dinner that's now held at the Fez. This will be the 25th year.
Okay.
The thrust, the word is not, I never come up with quite the right word for this thing, but the importance of the evening is the ceremonial part where the names of the 73 guys that we lost in Vietnam will be read and remembered. We've had 11 other veterans die since the Beirut Towers in '83 from Beaver County. They will be remembered. And then, and I don't have an exact number, but somewhere around 10, 12, 15 guys, members of this local chapter that have died in the past year will be remembered.
Okay.
Beaver ROTC is doing the colors presentation, the reading of the names and so on, an explanation of the missing man table, the POWMIA table, gun salute. That's the ceremonial part of the evening. Todd DiPastino from the Veterans Breakfast Club will be the guest speaker again this year. There's another little twist of somebody speaking. I'm not sure who it is, but they've got another insert, if you will. Okay. So doors open at 4:30. The ceremonial stuff starts at 6. We close the doors about 5:45 so nothing gets interrupted.
Right.
7 o'clock, the speakers, and after the speakers comes the food.
Okay. Is there anybody that hasn't registered, can they register? Do they have to register?
Well, you have to buy a ticket. Obviously, They are running out of tickets.
Okay.
So I'll give my phone number.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to get a ticket, they can call me and we'll work it out.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So that's the next thing that's coming up.
All right.
But then the next day, not necessarily veteran related, but Vanport Fire Department doing their annual chili cook-off thing.
That's huge. That's one of the bigger ones in the county.
I think it is. Yeah, I've been down several times, and
my wife doesn't allow me to go anymore.
what's that?
You think about it.
Yeah. But yes, that
Either that
was
or I can sleep in a garage that day.
Sunday afternoon. I'm not sure what time it starts, but
Right.
12, 1 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right.
April.
Are they doing anything for Vietnam Veterans Day for the 29th of March?
Yeah, there should
Okay.
be a ceremony down at the memorial.
Okay.
And unfortunately, going off target here.
Yeah.
For years they did Christmas Eve vigil,
Right.
and 2 years ago the wind came and destroyed the tent, and we couldn't put it back together in time to do the vigil, so we had to cancel it. Not we, but it was canceled. And then it was decided that maybe something's happening to these guys. They're getting old. I don't understand it. So anyhow, they decided to move it to the 29th, I believe it is, of March.
Okay.
And it was a daytime ceremony and worked out well. But again, an age thing has gotten in, so that has unfortunately been shelved for right now.
Okay.
But there should be something down there again. I'm not up on all these things.
Yeah, I got you. What else is going on? You said something in April?
Yeah, April will be the Maple Syrup Festival.
Yep.
Regis Collins and the Push Group
Absolutely
do a phenomenal job. Well, you guys go out there for that too, don't you?
Yeah, we'll be there as well. Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah, we've been. When I say we, my wife was on the conservation board for a while, and so she got pulled into running the flowers thing where they grind all the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she handles the selling of the flour in the bag. So we go out there and clean the building and get rid of the little guys running around, and then bag flour for a couple of days and sell it, and it's always fun.
They still have the tractor up there? Yeah. Okay.
Wayne Harley brings his big tractor up there to run that grinding machine. It was neat when they had that big old steam machine up there.
I remember that. Yeah.
But I forget exactly what's happened with that thing. Probably some nonsense about permits, as I seem to recall, or safety.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, Wayne brings his machine over and runs the grinding wheel.
Okay.
And so that's always a big event here in the county. Probably one of the biggest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as I said, Regis and Pusher in back of that thing. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So actually, if people pay attention, Regis is going to be joining me as well as Eddie Crow on Valentine's Day. And we're going to be giving away free tickets to Maple Syrup Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to be giving them away from February 14th up till the Maple Syrup Festival. And we're going to throw in a box of chocolate from Rosalind Candy. And then, so you got to listen to get your free tickets. And then we're going to, also Regis is donating a half pint of syrup as well to give to the listeners as they win. So, yeah.
Well, see, that's good. Regis, he's a thinker.
Oh, yeah. So, and it's a week early this year because of Easter. So,
that affects the schedule quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually glad they moved it because, the 2 years that they had it at that weekend, the weather wasn't too nice.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a better week. Yeah. Being early, maybe we'll get a little better weather. So, but at least it's not the first weekend. How many years did you go out there and we were sitting in snow and
and sometimes some rain.
Snow, rain, you name it. I think we've seen all the seasons over the years at the
I
Maple Syrup
remember
Festival.
One really bad year out there, and that was before we got involved, and we were standing in the line from the bridge where it circled all the way around the lower thing and then up the hill, and it was cold and some rain, But
I remember doing the sports slam out there one year when we used to do the Saturday sports slam. Greg Benedetti and I, we arrived out there. There was probably 4 or 5 inches of snow. And we just looked at each other. Greg and I were like, "Oh, this is going to be a cold day."
Hey, that's why we love Beaver County.
Amen. So, all right, we're visiting this morning with Jerry Fischer, and Jerry does a lot for veterans in Beaver County, and pushing some events and helping out as much as he can. So we're going to take a short break. Noah Haswell's going to do headline news, and we'll do sports for you real quick, and we'll be back with more with Jerry Fischer coming up. It is time for Noah, though. Here's headline news.
Thank you, Frank. Coming up at 9:05 on News Headlines, Congressman Chris DeLuzio is looking to make a stand on railroad safety even after the East Palestine train derailment was settled. A crash of a passenger jet and an Army helicopter above Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport occurs Wednesday night. Beaver County Radio's Curtis Walsh has a report on the Beaver County Recycling Center changing their schedule and the Darlington Brickyard being topics discussed at the Commissioner's work session Wednesday. A fundraiser is held today at 4 Steubenville area McDonald's restaurants for the family of a 4-year-old girl that was shot in St. Clair Township, Ohio last week. A state representative is calling for bigger penalties for those who bring guns through the TSA checkpoint at Pittsburgh International Airport. A man from Newcastle and a man from Puerto Rico were both given prison sentences after intending to distribute cocaine in Youngstown and around western Pennsylvania. And Danielle Smith has a report on fuel economy as the most significant change for Americans when they seek from vehicle manufacturers when they offer new products. For the weather forecast today, it will be mostly sunny skies with a high near 48. Tonight will be some rain, mainly after 10 p.m. Otherwise, it'll be a low of around 38. Tomorrow will be some rain. Otherwise, it'll be a high near 52. On Saturday, it'll be mostly sunny skies with a high near 36. And on Sunday, it'll be mostly cloudy skies with a high near 49. On this Thursday, January 30th of 2025, at 32 minutes after 8, we've got a temperature of 29 degrees currently in Beaver County. That's a look at news headlines. More at 9:05. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Now time for sports here in Beaver County. Last night, the Pittsburgh Penguins finished up their 7-game road trip that started in Boston just about 2 weeks ago. And they will be coming home after that, but they did come away with a victory finally on this road trip. Here's Paul Steigerwald with an update of last night's game.
In the final game of their 7-game road trip, the Penguins were trailing the Utah Hockey Club by a score of 2-1 going to the third period. Erik Karlsson scored the tying goal at 6:17 of the third. The game went to overtime, and Sidney Crosby delivered the game-winning goal in a very happy moment to end the trip at 3:54 of the overtime period.
1:10 to go. Drop back to Crosby. He's off the bench. Cuts towards the crease. Backhand shot. He scores! Sidney Crosby, the overtime winner! And the Penguins take down the Utah Hockey Club to wrap up the road trip.
Alex Nedeljkovic stood on his head, Ned on his head again to help the Penguins get the win. So the Penguins end up with a 3-4 record on the road trip. Could have been better, could have been worse. At least all's well that ends well, with Sidney Crosby scoring the game-winning goal in overtime on the road. This is Paul Steigerwald for the Penguins Radio Network.
The Pens are next in action Saturday night here on Beaver County Radio as they host the Nashville Predators. Airtime 6:30, puck drop just after 7 o'clock. Well, Johan Oviedo, he lost his arbitration hearing against the Pirates yesterday. $850,000 he's going to get instead of the $1.15 million that he was requesting. Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen, he was added to the roster for the Pro Bowl games, and that now makes 7 Steelers that will be on there for that as well. The Pitt Blue Gold game is set for April the 12th. The time just is not set. It'll either be 1 or 2 o'clock. That's the final act of a spring season, and the last chance the Panthers will have to officially hit the field before they get together for fall camp. First game of the year for the Panthers will be against the Duquesne Dukes. The Utah Hockey Club has chosen 3 finalists for their permanent team name, and they will adopt beginning with the 2025-26 NHL season. The franchise will use a final round of fan voting to decide among the Utah Mammoth, the Utah Hockey Club, and the Utah Wasatch. Team officials backed away from using the name Yeti as a finalist after being unable to work out an agreement with Yeti Coolers about the name. Looking at high school basketball scores from last night, it was Beaver area over Lincoln Park in the boys division, 60-49. Riverside and Chenango, no score was reported. Winchester Thurston beat Stowe Rocks 72-56. There are no local boys games scheduled for tonight. Switching over to the girls' side of the hardwood. Games last night, North Catholic fell to Oakland Catholic 39-37. Stowe Rocks was all over the New Brighton Lady Lions, 50-17. And Southside also all over Northgate, 70-23. The Morgantown, West Virginia and Blackhawk game was postponed. Games tonight, you have Montour at West Allegheny, Newcastle at South Fayette, North Catholic at Highlands. Central Valley will travel to Beaver. Hopewell will be at Ambridge. Lincoln Park will be at Mohawk. I wish there was still a Monaca team. Mohawk will be at Beaver Falls. New Brighton at Quaker Valley. Riverside will travel to Olsh. Stowe Rocks will be at Elwood City. Laurel will be at Aliquippa. Neshannock will travel to Freedom. Shenango will be at Rochester. Southside at Northgate. Springdale at Swickley Academy. And Western Beaver at Eden Christian. That is a look at sports. And we'll have more for you online at beavercountyradio.com to keep you updated on all the sports action in Beaver County.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Beaver County Radio and Digital Media are proud to present the all-new Beaver County Chamber of Commerce's State of the County on Friday, February 7th from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. live from the Fez in Hopewell. This year, Beaver County Commissioners Jack Manning, Daniel Camp, and Tony Amadeo will be joined by Pennsylvania State Reps Josh Kale, Roman Kozak, Rob Matze, and State Senator Elder Vogel to discuss the current state of affairs in Beaver County. Beaver County Radio's Mike Romai will provide live coverage of the annual event on all aspects of Beaver County Radio. The show will also be video streamed live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. The annual State of the County broadcast is being brought to you by the Fry Transportation Group, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, J. Young Refuse, St. Barnabas Health System, the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce, and Beaver County Radio.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
The place for news, sports, and entertainment. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and WBVP, live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the Best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the Best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
It's time to wake up, Beaver Valley, with Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. Tune in to Beaver County Radio this and every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to Jesus Christ. So wake up early this Saturday and tune in to Wake Up Beaver Valley from 9 until 10 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
Have you ever found something interesting that makes you go, oh? Then tune in every other Tuesday from 5 to 5:30 p.m. on Beaver County Radio for the Oh Show with Orlana Dawkins Drury. Orlana relates her views about informing, inspiring, and entertaining headlines that makes the world go round in interviews with local influencers that make you go, oh. The episode will be on Beaver County Radio Facebook and YouTube pages, so make sure to join the Oh Show with Orlana Dawkins Drury every other Tuesday from 5 to 5:30 right here on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP.
Hot coffee in the morning and Frank Sparks. Now you're in the fast lane. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and streaming live on beavercountyradio.com.
All right, welcome back. It is Eddie Crow's coming up at 9 o'clock, and he has something to crow about, so I'm sure he'll have a lot to talk about this morning with everything that's going on, and we'll keep you updated throughout the morning as well as things continue to develop with that tragic helicopter accident that occurred in Washington, D.C. At Reagan International Airport. They said now, they reported shortly after 8 o'clock this morning, it has changed over to recovery effort, that they have determined that nobody survived that crash last night, which was horrendous. So joining me now is Jerry Fischer. He has been with us here in the 8 o'clock hour. Crazy that something like that could happen in today's world with the FAA and something. I mean, somebody's head's going to roll that's an air traffic control agent, as well as why didn't that guy in the helicopter see the plane?
Why didn't he see the plane? The plane's got lights on it. Were they turned off? Lord only knows. Let's hope they get to the bottom.
Yeah, because all we've seen is a front view that shows the basically, for lack of better terms, the headlights on the plane as it's coming in, and you can see the flashing light, the marker lights on the helicopter as it
coming in
collides. Yeah, so crazy. I don't know why they wouldn't.
But nothing on the side, and that's apparent from what you could see on the videos. Looks like the helicopter's coming in on the right-hand side of the plane, and
nothing. It's crazy.
It blows the mind.
Yeah, it does.
Like some of the things I've seen on Weather Channel, why planes crash. I've watched that a few times, and freaky things.
Yeah, just never know. And sometimes we don't really ever find out what happened. But so far, they said they have recovered 30 victims.
30.
And
well, last night they said there were 4 survivors, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's all I've seen today. Said nobody has survived. So maybe they're not talking about that.
12 o'clock last night. I was still watching the tube.
That's still, obviously both vehicles went down in the Potomac. So,
well, if there's a good side to things, at least they didn't come down in a populated area into the water, and nothing else was damaged. Yeah,
I agree. So, all right. So we left off. We were talking about some events that are going on in Beaver County and different things that have to do with veterans and other things like that. So we left off talking about the Maple Syrup Festival. So anything coming up in, like, obviously we'll always have the Memorial Day Parade and coming up in May. But
the communities all do their own Memorial Day Parade.
Right.
Beaver has a nice one. I get involved with that.
It seems like that's always the biggest one, you know what I mean, in the county, even though everybody has their smaller ones. But it seems like last year we streamed the Memorial Day Parade, and broadcast it. And it just, to me, seeing all the other ones, it just seems like that's the big one of the county is the Beaver one.
The unfortunate thing, when you're in the parade, you don't get to see the parade. So I can't tell you if it was bigger than anybody else's. Although Zillionople does a phenomenal parade, 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's a monster, and that one I've seen parts of it, having participated in it, and
so
it's a biggie.
And then we'll have I have you to thank for this. Actually, we'll have our tribute to veterans that we do Memorial Day, that we do on the air and everything. You and Ron Magolia put together that big nice list for us. We have it online, and then we honor our fallen soldiers from Beaver County. So that's. Thanks to you for doing that. This will be our 3rd year doing that again this year. So it's a huge list, unfortunately.
Earlier I offered my phone number.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say we'll give the folks listening a chance to find a pen and paper or pencil and paper and get ready for the number, and we'll do that a little bit later.
Sounds good. What else is going on?
Well, kind of a strange lead-in. You talked about falling. I just learned of this young man that was badly beaten at the Aliquippa VFW here recently.
Right.
They are going to have a fundraiser spaghetti dinner for the family and him Saturday at the Hopewell VFW. That's right off of exit 48. So, if it can come and eat some spaghetti or help out financially, I guess it's a situation that needs attended.
Yeah, that's a shame that happened. And, again, just like anything else, there's a lot of questions that still need answered. And unfortunately, this, from what they say, a very, very nice man, very good family man. His life's changed forever because somebody was being a goofball and decided to beat on him for over a half hour. He is
a veteran, I'm told. Was not a member of the VFW as such, because apparently he was not in a war, but he's a social member. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, I just couldn't believe it when I started hearing these details on Saturday or Tuesday. I guess I found out about it.
Yeah.
So Saturday afternoon, I think it's 1 to 4.
Okay.
Hopewell VFW.
Okay. All right. What else is going on?
Coming up in June the 8th, first Sunday, will be our Support the Troops rally.
Okay.
In the park, with the gazebo park in Beaver. Bob Gwynn that's one of his babies, and don't have a lot of details on it, but it will be Sunday, so mark your calendar for June the 8th on that one. Bob has been doing a 9/11 remembrance program on 9/11, whatever day of the week that falls.
Right.
So that's already in the planning stages.
Okay.
So again, mark your calendars. It's a very nice event to remember the folks of that particular day, right?
Yeah, I usually have Bob Gwynn and I forget who the other person was that.
Chuck Jones.
Chuck, yeah, Charles. Yeah. Charles is going to smack me upside the head because I've known Charles as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
Charles worked for me doing floors, believe it or not.
Oh,
about
really?
the time I was getting propane from you.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You used to clean the Chippewa Giant Eagle for me back in the day. Yeah. So I've known him for a long time as well. So, but that's always a good event. The 9/11. Let's roll. That's or whatever. Is that what they call it? Let's roll?
Yeah, let's roll. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good event. So, so what else? Anything else coming up in the county this?
Just a couple quickies here. I would encourage any veterans out there that do not belong to a Legion post to join Baden Legion. I got involved with them about 2 years ago. Kind of the mindset of I didn't need someplace to go drink, and I never qualified for membership in the VFW, so I had things to do. I had to sell propane to Frank Sparks.
There you go.
But I did get involved with the Baden Legion, like I said, a couple years ago, and seems to be a pretty good organization. Very active in community
Linda
events.
and Jerry and
yeah.
the crew down there.
So they're always looking for members,
Okay. Yep.
and again,
I think they're having. Let me look it up so we can talk about it because Linda just sent me something. They're having a pork dinner or something.
Yeah, Monday I think is pork roast dinner. Yep. Wednesday they're doing wings. Friday they got fish fries.
Yep.
She sent you the calendar.
Oh yeah,
maybe that's what she sent you.
Linda
yeah.
and the crew, the women, the auxiliary, they come in and talk a lot, and then
okay.
And then they're also and then Jerry Masters is going to come in here in probably next week or so and sit down and talk about the Legion itself. So. Yeah.
Yep, I always speaking contests, just a big thing at Christmas with taking packages, gift bags out to all the veterans in the nursing homes and that sort of thing. So
they're always involved in something, aren't you?
Yeah, it seems that way. So I'm glad I found them. Yeah.
That's why you still look like you do back in you did in 1990. It keeps you young running around.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought it was the cosmetics I got from George Washington before he left. Let's see here. The Our Lady of the Valley Church.
Okay.
The four churches. There's a young lady is putting together what I'm told is a very nice fall foliage train trip.
Oh, okay.
Ride a bus from St. Cecilia's up to Titusville. Yeah. 3-hour train ride, looking at the foliage and the animals and so on.
Okay.
Go to a restaurant for lunch and back home. And I understand they're going to use Fry buses, a bus at least right now. The bus will hold 48 people, but I'm thinking that they might need 10 buses. DJ
always there to help out whenever it needed to be. So as you look behind you, you see the big sign behind you, don't you? You're in the Fry Transportation studio right now. So DJ's always there to help. So, but yeah, I talk a lot with Father Paul down there, and you know they do a lot. They have their fish fries coming up for the Lenten season as well. Mm-hmm. Does Ron got anything going on? Begonia? Is he up to anything lately?
I
haven't
haven't
seen his
talked
truck
to
yesterday.
Ron in a while. He'll be at the Tet dinner, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got his truck parked over there in Freedom with the signage on it. Always impressive when you go by and pushing the remembrance of the War on Terror guys. Yeah, and,
especially his grandson Dylan. So good kid. So he usually comes. We have our car cruises up here in the summer, and Ron usually brings the truck up on the Saturday of the car cruise, and then he has being that I was a NASCAR fan. Dylan was honored by the Petty Group 1 point in time. And he has the windshield out of a NASCAR that he brings to a lot of them that was when they honored Dylan. So it's pretty cool, out of a Richard Petty car.
I did hear that about that windshield thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about it, but yeah.
Yeah, they ran it in Charlotte Motor Speedway in a Coke 600. It was the windshield that was in the race car that day, and Ron has it. So
about
yeah,
that.
it's pretty cool. I think Eric Amarola was the driver of the car at that point, or either that or Bubba Wallace, one of the two. But it's still a cool story. And we're going to do this year too. I know Baden Legion's going to set up. So if any other veterans groups wants to do it, they have to get a hold of me and let me know, and we'll do it on a base by basis. But Baden Legion's going to come up and set a table up during the car cruises and pass out some information. So, and like I said, Ron's always at every one of them. So we got a lot cooking. So anything else we're working on here in the county that's new? I know you've done a lot to help out with getting that Veterans Bridge once we got that cooking going.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, a nice little memorial over there. So a lot of people get to see it now even more up close because, they have each year, they now have that, the boom on the bridge each now. So, it's right in the highlight of everything. It's right at the entrance.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get to see that.
There was a movement afoot to maybe put another memorial on the other side of the entrance there to the bridge. At the
That'd be cool.
End.
Got the room over there.
Yeah, there's part of that is the right of way, if you will, for PennDOT, the county.
Yeah.
The dirt does not all belong to the car dealership, which is not there anymore.
Right.
I would just ask people that come walking by the memorial to quit throwing your cigarette butts on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a little disrespectful.
It's not a little disrespectful. It's a lot disrespectful.
The other day I was down and putting the flag down for President Carter, and somebody threw their garbage bag out, plastic bag, the styrofoam tote, and chicken wings.
What's wrong with people?
Inside the memorial. Now, that was bad, but I took the chicken wings home and fed them to my critters. I live out here in the boonies a bit.
Yeah,
So,
for
that. You want to go into something controversial?
Yeah, we got about we got to take a break. So let's see. We got about three or 4 minutes.
2008, I believe, a young man, an Eagle Scout, developed and put together a memorial for the firemen here in Beaver County. And then was, again, I'm not on the inside of all this, but denied a place to put it. It wound up underneath the train bridge in Rochester near the Flag Plaza. I went looking for it when I heard about it here about a year ago. I drove right past it, Frank. Never saw it.
Wow.
I said, I was told it was here, so I went down, I turned around, I come back and very careful look, and then there it is. So as I got a little deeper into this thing, Paul Abbott, who's the head of the firemen's here in the county, we got together, and he shows me pictures of it. There was one picture, I'm going to guess there was 18 inches of it was underwater when the rivers came up.
Right.
Why isn't that someplace where people can see it? For instance, let's put it at the courthouse. We've got the Firemen's Memorial on one corner. Let's put the police on one corner,
on one side.
put the firemen on the other corner. Oh no, something about the trees in Beaver and okay. John Diagardi, had his crew come in and they dug a hole and poured concrete at the right front corner of the parking garage to set it there.
Right.
Good visibility. Oh no, it's on a PennDOT right of way. Excuse me.
Wow.
How ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's again, cut the mic if you don't like what I'm saying.
No,
but
you would think, you got all that room in front of the courthouse, too. I mean, maybe you're not allowed to put something like that there, but that would be a nice place to put it.
Yeah, it would be, I think, very appropriate. It's not that big. It's about 50-some inches tall and maybe 5 or 6 foot left or right. Well, anyhow, with this right-of-way thing, I got my tape measure out and measured from the curb to this slab of concrete. It's like 15 foot. You go right across the street, and BMAC, who's taken a not so good looking building and turned into a nice building for their
Right.
offices. Their sign is 11 feet from the curb.
Huh.
Now, how can one be on the right of way and the other not? If you go down 3rd Street from the courthouse to the cemetery, umpteen businesses have their signs
Right.
out, near the sidewalk. Some touch the sidewalk. There's a wall that touches the sidewalk. Are those not in the right of way?
You would think.
You would think. But yet, this beautiful salute to our firemen of Beaver County hiding under a bridge that nobody knows it's there since, like
Has
I
this
say, I
been
believe.
brought up to the commissioners or anything at this point?
Well, we've been there, I've talked to them, and
Okay.
everybody is punting. Our representatives punt, and it all
Gotcha.
comes down to nobody wants to make an issue, stand up, do it. I again,
Gotcha.
it's not my thing. I'm not in the fire department anymore, but I just find it unbelievable that is not up where the folks of Beaver
First
County can
responders
see.
are very important. Not only just police, not paramedics, ambulance, things like that, but fire department as well. And we see a lot of times, unfortunately, people, firemen getting hurt, firemen, passing away, things like that. And to me, we need to have a memorial like that, just like we do for the others.
Well, I remember my days of jumping out of bed at 1 o'clock in the morning when the when the pager goes off. And
Yeah.
can't do that anymore. But
I was gonna say you're dating yourself with a pager. You know that.
yeah, they had these funny little things that made noise.
I remember having one of those.
Yeah,
So, all right.
and some of the fires that we had in Brighton Township were, well, in fact, out there at the plaza that you guys have.
Right. I was in there that night.
Were you?
Yeah, we were cleaning the floors the night that this grocery
And
store
you
went.
started the fire.
No, we didn't start the fire. The meat wrapper started the fire. We were trying to get out because at that point, the owner, and I can say this now because he's not the owner anymore or anything, he actually had the doors locked and we couldn't get out.
Oh, my goodness.
So we had to throw a propane tank from one of our machines through the front door so we could get out. And then the fire department came and fought the fire after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
so
that was an all-nighter
Yep.
into the next morning.
Yeah, I remember that. So, but all right, Jerry. Well, it was a pleasure you coming in as always.
Well, I thank you all. Oh, the phone number.
Yep. Give your phone number.
724-728-9370.
All right, and it rings off the
Call
hook.
anything veteran related. I'll try to help.
And it rings off the hook, so you might have to call back. So, all right. We appreciate it, Jerry. And we'll get you in again soon, and we'll talk more as the summer goes on. So thank you for everything you do for the veterans of Beaver County and helping out. And like I said, you don't have to do it. You do it because you love it. All right. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow morning. Eddie Crow's coming up next. He has something to crow about here on Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Transit Authority connects you to where you want to be.